My name is Chapeau Claudette, also known as Cloudette because I love clouds and looking up in the day to glorious clouds and in the night to the nebula of the universe. Today was a special day to look up, as well as the planet Mercury, which is retrograde, was seen crossing the sun. And you could just see the scale of the sun and Mercury. This year I had to watch it, but I couldn't really see that much, but I saw it in Egypt. It actually happened in 2016. They said it won't happen again for quite a long time. So that happened today at 11:11 when the sun was at 11 degrees of Libra. Uh, what I share is the astronomical and mathematical positions of the heavenly bodies in our sky. And I've been doing some research and doing some consultations. That's why I've been a little bit missing in action. But I've been learning a lot to come back and share with you. What I wanted to share about this full moon, is that the moon is really at a cross section of several different energies. And they are Aries, Cetus, which they don't talk about a lot, but it's very big constellation and it's parallel to Pisces, and Taurus. Now, Western astrology is saying that we're like in the middle of Taurus and that the sun is in Scorpio. I beg to differ because I know with my eyes and my star location map that our sun is shining at 11 degrees, more or less smack in the middle of Libra. And 180 degrees makes the full moon, and mathematically speaking, it's at 21 degrees almost of Aries. But visually, which is what sky astrology is about, trying to bring back what we can see in our skies. And if you know your stars and some constellations, you will see our moon shining near Menkar, which is a star in Cetus. And you can look a little bit to see if you can see one of the third shining stars of Aries. And of course, maybe not the faint stars. There's two faint stars that is aligned with in Taurus, but not far from there are the Pleiades system, and then you know you are in Taurus and that you are at the beginning of Taurus, not past the Pleiades system, which would be at the end of Taurus, which is what Western astrology is saying. But this is an opportunity. I did a podcast where I explain it more. I'm not going to explain it for a very long time here, but I will explain that this is really about understanding the benefits of incorporating all aspects of life, all elements, the material, the metaphysical, the essential, what I use like breath, air, water to drink, to be hydrated, and to use those together to understand what this is all about. And because our sun is in the somewhat philosophical energy, the air energy of Libra, which is connected to love and philosophy, and Mercury is the communicator, and it's the slow communicator now because it's retrograde. That's what it means. It's really slowing down, or it seems to be going backwards, but not. It isn't really. That this is the information that it is bringing, or I would like to interpret it that way. That's how I see it in an alchemic sense. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to say is that I'm thinking of doing a membership club because it's easier for me to have all my information in one place. I'm just one person, and the research is really important at this time. If you know me, I've been able to share that I've been able to verify a past life based on the the maths of where the heavenly bodies are. I wanted to share with you in closing a beautiful piece of writing that I encountered in my studies, and it's about the Egyptian and Babylonian people, what they did or what they're known to have done to understand our world and what we still honor this contribution today. Men looked up to the stars and observed their movements and their influence on human life, and accordingly worked out a science that which enabled them to understand these movements and influences. They brought the heavens into connection with the earth. We can see the character of this third race from a particular example. The Egyptians observed that the flooding of the Nile, when it inundates the surrounding country, occurred at the time of the rising of a particular constellation, and that of Sirius. And they connected the rising of the Nile with this constellation. Again, they observed the position of the sun at the time of the arrival and departure of certain birds. They observed the rising and the setting of the stars, their relation to one another and to mankind. And so they gradually built up a science. It became clear to them there was a great wisdom governing all natural processes, that everything happened in accordance with great laws, and these they tried to fathom. The ancient Chaldean priests, above all, were the custodians of profound wisdom, but for them these laws of nature were not merely abstract, nor were the laws merely physical globes. I'll repeat or correct. Nor were the stars merely physical globes. Hello, Kathy. They looked on each planet as ensouled by the being whose body it was. They had quite concrete conceptions that behind every constellation was a divine being which gave it life. Thus, the Egyptians and Chaldeans discerned that they themselves were spirits living among spirits in a world of spirit. They saw matter as filled with wisdom.